Allison, honey, crafts are cute, but Chad's going to Princeton. My stomach dropped. Balloons bobbed innocently in the sun-drenched Austin backyard, the faint scent of lavender from the centerpieces doing little to soothe the sting. This baby shower, a rare moment I'd allowed myself, instantly became a stage for Chad's triumph. My hands trembled as my parents fawned, their voices echoing louder with each congratulatory cheer. This wasn't new. It was a pattern. Inside, I was screaming. Outside, I remained composed, a lifetime of practice in minimizing myself, but today was different. Later, a quiet ding from my phone. Contract signed, Project Evergreen is yours. A secret smile bloomed. Sound familiar? Subscribe now if you've ever felt unseen, because trust me, it's about to get so satisfying and the tables are about to turn in a way no one expects. 1996, Christmas morning. Chad unwrapped a gleaming, top-of-the-line computer, complete with the latest software for animation, a future architect's dream, as Dad declared. Meanwhile, I received a set of oil pastels, deemed suitable for my artistic phase. The air in the room felt thick with unspoken expectations. My fingers traced the smooth cardboard of the pastel box. While Chad's gift hummed with technological promise, mine lay silent, a colorful whisper of potential. 2004, Chad's graduation day. He received a brand new car, a sporty convertible to navigate college life. My own graduation gift the previous year, a used laptop generously donated by my aunt, who suggested it would be perfect for taking notes. The sun glinted off the car's hood. Chad, beaming, revved the engine. I swallowed the lump in my throat and offered a genuine congratulations, a smile plastered on my face. Then, last month, my mother's casual suggestion, "Oh, Allison, darling, could you loan Chad some money for his networking trip to Monaco? It's an investment in his future, you know." The request, delivered with an air of entitlement, felt like the final splinter under my skin. I agreed, as usual, but this time, something cracked within me. It was the nursery that did it. The pristine white crib, painstakingly assembled, the walls adorned with hand-painted animals. "We're just storing a few of Chad's things," she chirped, oblivious to the weight of her words. The weight was suffocating. Enough. I wouldn't let her dim my daughter's light. My consultancy quietly flourished, a secret garden watered by ambition and shielded from the family's dismissive gaze. Clients lauded my vision, my designs gracing magazine covers and upscale hotels. "Allison, you have an eye," they'd say, oblivious to the years of quiet toil, the countless nights spent sketching while Chad partied. Yet at family dinners, my successes were met with polite nods, quickly overshadowed by Chad's latest internship or Dad's golf scores. "Doing all right, are we, dear?" Mom would ask, a subtle pat on my arm, her eyes already drifting toward Chad. My silence became a shield. One day, a message from my bank, a routine fraud alert. A small withdrawal, easily dismissed, but a seed of unease sprouted. Then another and another, each transaction masked as online subscriptions or travel expenses. My blood ran cold. I dug deeper, poring over statements, unearthing credit cards opened in my name, each purchase a calculated betrayal. The truth unfolded with brutal clarity. My mother, the queen of appearances, had been systematically draining my accounts. This wasn't just about money, it was about control, about maintaining the narrative of Chad's brilliance and my perpetual adequacy. The nursery, Chad's friends, my stolen money. It all coalesced into a burning rage, a resolve forged in the crucible of years of quiet resentment. I wouldn't shrink anymore. I would build my own kingdom, brick by painful brick. No more silence, no more hiding. I would reveal everything. I installed advanced security systems in my home, a metaphorical and literal fortification. Changed every password from email accounts to bank accounts. And started a new business account far away from my family's reach. The moment was coming, and I would be ready. 4 months later, a crisp invitation arrived, Chad's welcome home from Europe party. My parents predictably hosted the affair at their house, a sprawling suburban mansion bought with, well, never mind. My blood boiled. I hesitated, invitation in hand. Then I made a decision, I would go. But not as the quiet, overlooked sister. I booked a facial, a massage, a power suit tailored to perfection. I spent the morning finalizing a deal that would secure my firm's biggest contract. I prepared. The party buzzed with forced cheer. My parents greeted me with strained smiles. "Allison, darling, you look well." Chad, tanned and arrogant, clapped me on the back. Still doing the crafty thing. I smiled, a thin, predatory curve of my lips. My black dress screamed confidence. The aroma of expensive catered food filled the air, lobster canapes, champagne flutes tinkling. Guests murmured about Chad's transformative European adventure, financed, of course, by my stolen funds. The contrast between their obliviousness and my knowledge was sickening. I took a deep breath. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Sarah, "Ready when you are." I smiled, it was time. "Always," I replied, hitting send. I raised my glass, silencing the room. "A toast," I announced, my voice cutting through the champagne-fueled chatter. The clinking stopped. All eyes turned to me, a ripple of confusion spreading through the crowd. "To Chad," I began, my voice laced with a saccharine sweetness that masked the steel beneath. "And to his future endeavors." I paused, letting the anticipation build. "But before we celebrate, I have a small announcement of my own." I walked to the center of the room, placing a sleek black briefcase on the mahogany table. Snaps, murmurs, and confusion rippled. I opened it, revealing stacks of meticulously organized documents. Credit card statements, bank records, copies of forged checks. The room gasped. My mother's face paled, a delicate blush of rouge suddenly stark against her ashen skin. Chad shifted uncomfortably, his tan seeming to drain away. Dad's jovial smile faltered, replaced by a flicker of unease. "These," I said, my voice clear and unwavering, "are just a small sample of the financial irregularities I've discovered over the past few months." I lifted a credit card statement, holding it aloft. "Purchases made on a card opened without my knowledge or consent, all in my name, of course." I paused for effect. "And conveniently used to fund Chad's transformative European adventure." Chad spluttered, his face flushed with anger and embarrassment. That's ridiculous. You're lying." He lunged forward, but my friend Sarah, a former collegiate athlete, subtly blocked his path. I ignored him, my gaze fixed on my mother. "And these," I continued, displaying bank statements, "show a pattern of unauthorized withdrawals from my business account. Small amounts initially, enough to be dismissed, but over time they add up." I paused, letting the weight of my words sink in, "to a rather substantial sum." My voice was unwavering. Aunt Carol gasped, clutching her pearls. Uncle George choked on his canapé, his face turning a mottled shade of red. Even the caterers paused, their trays momentarily forgotten. My father stepped forward, his voice a low growl. "Allison, what are you doing? This is a family matter." "Exactly," I replied, my eyes locking with his. "And for too long, this family matter has been swept under the rug." I pulled out a final document, a legal notice, and held it up. "As of today, you all have 30 days to vacate my property, including this one." The silence that followed was deafening. "You laughed then." "You're not laughing now," I stated, watching their carefully constructed world implode. Dad sputtered, "Allison, think of the optics." Chad's Princeton acceptance was predicated on fraudulent activities, I finished, a hint of ice in my voice. "A fact Princeton will be made aware of." Did he really think a fancy school mattered more than theft? Mom stepped forward, her voice trembling. "Honey, we needed the money. Chad's future was not my responsibility to bankroll through deception," I retorted. I raised an eyebrow. "Interesting how my cute crafts could cover your sins, isn't it?" I paused, letting the silence hang heavy. "No, your house is a separate matter." Chad, recovering slightly, tried a different tactic. "Come on, ally, family sticks together. Think of the opportunities, I'll pay you back when I'm successful." "Opportunities?" I echoed, a sardonic smile playing on my lips. "Like the opportunity you had to forge my signature. Or the opportunity my mother took to drain my accounts, I'll pass." I turned to leave. "Enjoy the party." As I walked away, I heard my mother wail, "But Allison, what will people think?" I paused at the doorway, turning back to face them. "That's the best you've got, after everything." "Interesting," my one-liner echoed in the sudden silence. "They'll think you reap what you sow." Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a future to build and a daughter to raise." With that, I left them standing amidst the ruins of their lives, a queen surveying her newly reclaimed kingdom. The next morning, a frantic call from my father. "Allison, Princeton called, they're investigating." His voice wavered, the usual arrogance replaced by panic. "Imagine that," I replied, my tone carefully neutral. "Consequences." "But Chad's future." He wailed, "He worked so hard." "He worked hard at defrauding me, yes," I countered, my patience wearing thin. "Perhaps he should have put that energy into, oh, I don't know, actual work." I hung up, blocking their numbers. The chaos was intoxicating, but it was also just the beginning. A week later, I received an email from a law firm representing my parents. They offered a settlement, a fraction of the stolen funds in exchange for my silence and a promise not to press charges. I laughed. They clearly hadn't learned their lesson. I forwarded the email to my own lawyer with 2 words: counter offer. The following day, a different email arrived, this one from a real estate developer. They were interested in purchasing a large parcel of land my parents owned, the land their house sat on. It was prime real estate, strategically located near a soon-to-be-built tech campus. The developer offered a generous price, well above market value. I smiled. Project Evergreen. My family didn't know it, but my consultancy wasn't just about interior design. It had quietly branched into strategic land acquisition, leveraging my design expertise to identify undervalued properties ripe for development. Project Evergreen was my masterpiece, a meticulously planned acquisition of several key parcels, including my parents' property. I had been working on this for months, discreetly buying up adjacent properties, securing zoning approvals, and lining up investors, all without my family suspecting a thing. The developer's offer wasn't just generous, it was orchestrated. My parents' house, their symbol of success, their carefully constructed facade of wealth and prestige, was about to become a pawn in my game. I called my lawyer. Inform my parents, I instructed, that I will drop all charges and agree to their settlement offer on one condition: they sell me their property at half the market value. He paused, processing my request. Allison, that's aggressive. It's justice, I corrected. And it's precisely what they deserve. The phone call came 3 days later. My mother's voice was a strained whisper, barely audible above the background noise of what sounded like a full-blown argument. Allison, we accept. I could hear the defeat in her voice, the crushing weight of their helplessness. But one last card remained. I had to buy the land under the name Evergreen Development. If they knew it was me, they would never agree. They sold the house. They were forced to downsize, their lavish lifestyle reduced to a cramped apartment, the social circle broken. Chad's Princeton acceptance was revoked, his future uncertain. The house was the last chance for their social standing. A month later, I stood on the sprawling lawn of what was once my parents' house. The sold sign gleamed in the sun, replaced by a new one: future site of Evergreen Tech Hub. My daughter Claire giggled as she chased butterflies, oblivious to the significance of the moment. Mommy, is this our park? She asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Someday, sweetheart, I replied, scooping her into my arms. Someday this will all be yours. I looked out over the horizon, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and gold. The sweet satisfaction of a debt repaid. Years passed. My family made sporadic attempts to reconnect, hollow apologies echoing in voicemails I rarely returned. Chad bounced between dead-end jobs, his arrogance slowly replaced by a hollow-eyed resentment. My parents, stripped of their social standing, lived a quiet, unremarkable life. Their world had shrunk while mine expanded. I did not respond. Looking back, the victory tasted bittersweet. I'd reclaimed my life, but at the cost of severing ties that once defined me. My anxiety lessened, and I slept soundly knowing I was safe from those I had trusted. My home, once a sanctuary of quiet determination, now pulsed with life. Laughter filled the rooms, friendships blossomed, and the air crackled with creativity. My business thrived, fueled by a newfound confidence and an unwavering belief in my own worth. I built my castle, and I didn't have to apologize for it. In the end, the power wasn't about revenge. It was about liberation, the freedom to define my own narrative, to build a legacy of strength and resilience for my daughter. No one can ever take that away from me. Revenge served, maybe. Building your own success, absolutely. Ready to claim your power, share your story, and inspire others. It's not revenge, it's triumph. Go build.